Hi guys, welcome back to Uncle Todd's Garage. As you can see, I got the Rzr back in here today. Got another code, it's running like crap. Let's check it out. So there's the check engine light. And if you're watching this video, you already know how to do this, I'm assuming, but we're gonna do it anyway. Just push this until we get to where it says service, or check engine, there we go. Hold that down, and then there pops up the code, 520344. If you do the research on that, that is fuel system issues. Usually means low fuel pressure. And that's kind of what it acts like. I pulled the plugs already, checked those. They're really rich, which is, I don't understand, but I guess that is a symptom of low fuel pressure. Pull those out, clean those. I drained all the gas out of it, put brand new Rec 90 gas in it, and it's still doing it. My original thought was it was a fuel pump issue, and that's probably what we got. And that's what we're gonna go ahead and test for now. I, of course, know the fuel pump works some because it does, you can hear it, and it will start up and run. But what we're gonna do is we're going to first test the volume of fuel coming out, and then we'll test the pressure of the fuel. And if you didn't know, the fuel pump is underneath the passenger seat. If it's a 4-seater, it's gonna be underneath the passenger rear seat. Okay, so what we need to do is we're going to pop this fuel line off. Make sure you're wearing safety glasses and all that crap. And there could be pressure, so nope, so no pressure. All right, so then you just take a piece of line. I think that's gonna fit on there. Yep. And then we'll run it into this measuring cup from Dollar Tree, $1.50 right there. These pumps are supposed to pump like 25 liters an hour. You do all the math, and if you cycle the key 3 times, we should be ending up with about 250 milliliters of fuel in here. I drained the bottom of the tank out with the fuel pump, and from what I've seen there, I'm not too confident that we're going to have that. 1, 2, well, we only got about 200. I'll set it back down on the flat. Settle down. Yeah, somewhere right around 200 milliliters, which is a little low. So that's now, we'll go ahead and test the fuel pressure. That's where this rig comes in. Just got this at Harbor Freight. Not cheap, but cheaper than paying someone else to fix it. So we got to put the, boy, that's not very friendly. The sock fuel line goes in there. And you hook her up. Okay. Make sure you clip that down. So we are looking for about 80 PSI, give or take 2 PSI, they say. Well, that sure isn't 80 PSI. Yeah, I would say we got ourselves a bad fuel pump, or it could be plugged up. Yeah, we're only getting 20 PSI. So now we need to bleed the pressure off of this. I think it's bled itself off, to tell you the truth. We'll take our Dollar Tree bowl. Yeah, there was nothing in there really, except just enough to put gas in my gauge rig. All right, pull this back apart. All right. This one's kind of tricky. There we go. Okay, move that loose. Take this loose. Take this loose. All right, and this is okay because I actually do not have any fuel indication, any fuel indicator. All right, there's an arrow here, points like right to where the line is at. So I gotta make sure that that goes back in there the same way. Now I guess I do make a special tool on here that you use a socket on. I'm gonna use a pair of oil filter pliers. Kind of fit in here. Oh yeah. Oh, I've already did blow this out with air. There's more dirt in here though. Kind of looks like this has been off before, to tell you the truth, and I haven't had it off. Well, I don't see any mechanical issues why it's not working. Let's take it up to the bench. All right, let's test this fuel sender. Oh, you got to know which two there. You just gotta follow the ones from the sender up to here, and I guess this is 1 and 2, and 3 and 4 for the fuel pump. We're just measuring resistance, so it doesn't matter. Positive, negative, whatever. Okay, now that's hooked up. We'll clip these in to our test leads. Supposed to be 450 ohms at empty and 100 at full. I've got nothing. Well, that explains no fuel gauge. Unless my range is off here. Okay, we have 100 at full. What just changed? Well, that's working right. I guess let's put it in so we have a fuel gauge now. Yeah, let's put it back in. Get rid of this gas smell. I'm getting a headache. Okay, so make sure that O-ring stays in. Fish this back down in there. Carefully. Like I said, it is spring loaded, so it's not gonna go down. You gotta get your ring on. Ah, okay. There's an arrow here, and there's like 2 hash marks on the tank right there. So that's, I don't know which way that goes. That socket would be pretty nice. This is kind of clumsy. Right there. Okay. Make sure that clip snaps back in. And let's see if we have a fuel gauge. No fuel gauge. Okay, so fuel gauge, another mystery for another day. That doesn't really stop me from riding it. I will order a fuel pump and I'll get it and we'll put it in. That's what's next. Okay, it's been a couple days, exactly 2 days since I ordered this. Let's get her open up, see what we got in here. Oh, we all know I love stickers. The new collar. I wonder if it comes with the O-ring too, because supposedly Polaris recommends replacing the O-ring as well. But no O-ring. So guess what? We're not replacing it. It looks the same. So we'll get the Rzr pulled in now and give you guys a chance to see how crappy it's running. It'll probably barely get into the garage. So as you can see, it definitely runs like garbage. So let's get that fuel pump in. Okay, this shouldn't take too long since we know what we're doing. Get that off there. Make sure we don't. By the way it was running, yeah, I doubt there's any fuel pressure. Not at all. Get it out of the way. Get our awkward pliers in here. Oh, maybe we should blow that out real quick. A little bit of gas comes flying out of there. The new one did come with a new seal. Get rid of that one. Alright, let's take a look. May look the same to me. Alright, let's get her done. Oop. Got the seal on there. Get this threaded down in. Ooh, that's quite a lot more spring. Okay, that seems pretty tight. That arrow indexed with the slot there. I don't know if you can see a little arrow right there. You can see it on the old one because it's dirty. Right there. Well, the new one has one too. All right. Whenever I'm taking the terminals off, I always do the negative first. That's the way I was taught, because if you're doing the negative and you ground out to something, it doesn't cause an issue. And then if you have the negative off and you're doing the positive and you ground out, it's not going to get back because the ground is unhooked. All right, let's see here. Let's get that pump primed up. Sounds pretty good. Fixed. It's starting to rain. It'll take a few key cycles for the check engine light to go out. I'd say it runs pretty good. Still runs a little rough at idle. I'm gonna pull the spark plugs back out and take a look at them again. I'll bet you they're all suited up again just from moving it in and out of the garage after I cleaned them last time. Let's take a look. And spark plug sockets are completely different. I shouldn't say completely different. They're different in the way that they've got this little rubber grommet inside there. And what that does is that holds onto the spark plug. And on these machines, it's really important because the spark plug is way down in there, as it is with a lot of cars nowadays. And if you see the video that I made about reviving this after I fell through the ice, that's where I found out how important the spark plug socket is. So I was just using a regular socket in that other video and it was fine. I was able to get the plugs loose and everything. I couldn't get them out, so I used a magnet to take the spark plug out. Well, when I went to put it back together, I just boop, dropped them right in the hole, put it together, and the very first startup after I was shooting water out of the cylinders, it ran like garbage, really bad. And I was really worried for a couple minutes, so I pulled the plugs out, and both electrodes were smashed right down. There was no gap. There was no wonder it ran like crap. Yeah, that's a little dirty, not too bad, but I'm gonna give them a clean up before I put them back in. I'm gonna go ahead and check the gap again. It's supposed to be 28 to 32 thousandths. And I don't know if it's just from cleaning them or what, but the last time I had to adjust these too. So, so that's like 20, yeah, I need to go up. Okay, I'd say that's right about 28. That's like, yeah, I'd say it's about 28 as well. All right, let's get these jammed back in. Okay, so I'd be very carefully down there and get those started. Snug these up. Okay. I always like to let the fuel pump prime up first before I hit the key. There we go. Yeah, I think it's idling a little smoother. All right, there you go. We diagnosed it, found out that it was a fuel pump, which I figured it probably was. Got that all taken care of. It's actually a pretty easy job. You don't really almost need any tools to do it. And she's good to go. So until next time, guys, remember, if you're gonna be good at breaking stuff, you better be good at fixing stuff.